boom. Okay, I'm recording. I'm good. Ooh, yeah, cool. I'm good. All right. Summer 2021. Of course, we start off with a big banger of Reincarnated as a Slime Part 2. This right here honestly carried, in my opinion, carried Summer 2021. Bro, what went down in this season was crazy. I'm sitting there while the episode is going, and then boom, it ends, and I'm just in shock, just staring at a blank screen. Like, there's no way this just ended on me. Each episode, I was just waiting for that meeting, and when it came, I was not disappointed. I'm so glad that this came out. This was amazing. I loved it. I would give the part 2, season 2 part 2, I would give that a 10 out of 10 of what went down there. A 10 out of 10. There was a little bit of filler, them talking was kind of boring, but the fight scenes made it all up. Loved it. It made it 100% worth it. Let me turn this down a little bit more. All right, yeah, fight scenes made it 100% worth it. I loved it. So that for me, that was 10 out of 10. All right, let's see what else we got. I did watch this, The Dragon Maid. I just watched it because I was like, let me just get a little something. I loved how they introduced the character in the beginning. I really liked that. I said, this is very good. I like how they had that little dynamic. I just popped up. Then you start learning more and more about the story of the characters. I think that's in part 2 or something. Maybe it's all the same season. I just don't realize it. But when you learn more about the maid, and it's like, dang, this goes deeper, and there's a lot of good fighting scenes. So it's a decent slice of life. I'd give it an 8.5. It was fun. For what it was really good. It's not trying to be something, trying to be something different, as in like really action or really slice of life. It was like in between, and it did it really well. I did watch this. I did watch it up to the point, I'm getting spoilers, until this chick, again, spoilers, this lady got what happened to her, and it just broke my heart on what happened. After that, I just couldn't watch it. I don't know, for some reason it didn't feel the same. Even though, yes, somehow she's still connected, I couldn't watch it. I just stopped. It kind of got boring. It was slow paced for me, and it just killed the vibe when she ended up, getting, yeah. It was just sad. I rate this a good 6. I give it a 6. Only because of the beginning. After that, it went down to like a 5 to a 4 for me. Ooh. So far, one of the best isekais so far. Tsukimichi, I don't even know. Tsukimichi, whatever you call it. Moonlight Fantasy, bro. This and Reincarnated as a Slime were this is so good. I give this a 10 out of 10. Just the dynamic of how he got, the dynamic between him and the goddess, and him being just OP. I love OP characters not trying to be OP, but just somehow becoming OP. I love it, and it's hilarious to me. Then the whole him between the goddess, they just not liking each other, and this chick has the nerve to set this dude up at the end of the whole season. I loved it, and he's seeking revenge for it. I love it. I love everything. I love the characters, how it's going, the storyline. I just love the action. The action itself is just amazing. I give this a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. For this season, 10 out of 10. I did watch this. Didn't know if I'd like it. I was so confused in the beginning. It made no sense. The trailer made no sense. But I stuck through it, did my 3 episodes, and I was like, you know what? This is pretty good. Watched the whole thing. I really enjoyed it. I'd give it a good 7.5 to 8. It was really nice. Art, normal. Story, kind of liked it. Story was really the main driving for me. Him being OP and just grinding out and being more powerful and everything, and what happens later in the wedding, that was very entertaining. So I really enjoyed that. So this is pretty high on my list. But I did was some episodes I was like, I didn't feel like watching, but when the climax started happening, I couldn't wait for next week. I was so excited for that. surprisingly, Sony Boy, I gotta give this a, in my opinion, I give this a 9. It's weird because I can't really put my finger on it, on like what gives it a 9. It's just that the art is very different. The I don't know, like that's the strange thing about Sony Boy. I think it's an anime that makes you feel claustrophobic also. I also felt the same way with this, but it was even worse with this one because it's just, there was no escape. And it was a scary feeling of like imagining you being in their shoes. It's a very scary feeling of like, what purpose do you have now? What's your purpose? You lost your drive. And some people might not be able to watch this anime and continue to watch it because this will literally make you question. So it made me kind of question, like, you know, what if I was in that situation? Like, what was my purpose? You can't die. You can't, like, again, spoil it, but you can't die. And it's like, that's one thing. When you can't die, it's like, all right, well, what do you do now? Like, you can live on, but like what do you do? Like, it's deep. I feel like it was, I don't know, for me it was deep. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was very entertaining. There wasn't funny moments at all. It was kind of more serious and like straight to the point. I liked it. I give it a good 9. It's just good. I think people should watch it. Give it a shot. Peach Boy Riverside. Whoo. Peach Boy Riverside. There was some episodes I did not care for, but man, how the story's going along, and kind of is confusing about like who's like, you know, the antagonist really, and who this blonde haired, you know, dude is. But I like it. I like the characters. I like their attitudes. I like how they're, you know, they're designed. I like the whole like power system somewhat. How they're, you know, given that. You know, I wish there's more information about it, but you gotta wait till season 2. But this is pretty good. I like Peach Boy. I'd give 6.3. What are they talking about? I'd give Peach Boy a good 8.5. 8 to 8.5. It's pretty good. I would say it's pretty good. Story's not the best, but it was, I think, action and like in art wise, it was pretty decent. It was good. I did not watch Black Company. I thought I did, but it was actually the other anime. Yes. Battle game in 5 seconds. Yes. This was good. This was actually good. I didn't think I would like it. I thought it was so stupid. I'm like, what do you mean in 5 seconds you battle? I thought it was going to be a regular battling nonsense. This is pretty creative, and it kind of reminds me of Death Note. That's kind of like the vibe I'm getting from this character. Like the main character, Yagami, Light Yagami. It really gave me like Death Note vibes. Really enjoyed it. I liked it. I would give it a good 7.5. I'd give it a 7.5. I want to give it an 8, but 7.5 was pretty good. I'd give it a 7.5. I think the episodes are still going. I don't think it's done yet. Yeah, currently airing. This is good. Finna Pirates Princess. This is pretty good. We're almost to the end. Episode 10. Yeah, there's 2 more episodes. We're almost to the end, and I enjoyed it. I thoroughly am enjoying this right now, and it's kind of at its climax, and it's about to get really exciting. Can't wait to see what happens. But it's pretty entertaining. So I'd give, right now, it's not done yet. I haven't seen the ending. But right now, I'd give it a 7.5. I want to give it an 8. But I'd give it a good 7.5. It's entertaining to watch, but it's not like captivating always, but it's very entertaining to watch. Now, on the other hand, I'm standing on A Million Lives Season 2. Almost every episode, I'm just like, what is gonna happen next? What is going to be in their way? Let me make sure I'm still recording. Perfect. Okay. What is going to be in their way? There's always some type of cap in their way. Just like you can see in the pictures. It's ridiculous, and it's like, when they start getting picked, I mean, spoilers, but bruh. This is nothing but spoilers. But look, man, this is great. I honestly, season 2, I'd give it an 8. I give it an 8. It's not crazy action and magic and all this, but the story and what they have to go through is very interesting to me, I think. And the fighting, it just a little sugar on top, but it's the situation that they're in and how they're trying to figure out how to get out of the situation. They're just having to deal with it, and also like how the characters are developing and figuring out more about themselves and how they're reacting in these situations. It's making you think like, oh well, of course you become cold and callous this way, but you're not supposed to. You shouldn't give up on yourself and your human side and your emotions. So it's interesting. It's an interesting like type of anime to me. Mainly this main character right here. I kind of feel him, but then again, it's like, oh, he's kind of pushing it too far. But I give it a good 8. I give it an 8. Let's see. What else we got? Doesn't look like. Yeah. Tokyo Revengers, kept watching. Finished that up. This was great. I already talked about that in the last video. Let's see. None of this stuff I'm watching. Like, what is this stuff? Like, I don't know. I don't know who's watching this. I don't know if I even watched this yet. I don't know. I don't think I did. I need to. I don't think I watched the Son of Orc. I need to. Like, look at who doesn't like Baki? Who doesn't? I have so much anime to catch up on, but I just don't have the time anymore. I'm just really busy. Let's see. That's why I keep up on my weekly, because if I do, then I'm gonna have to sit there and watch and binge watch. I just watch that episode or two for the day and move on with my life. 20-40 minutes and that's it, and I move on. Okay, the OVAs. Don't know Alice here. I don't know this anime. It seems interesting, but yeah. Movies. I think I watched the movie. I don't. What time? July. I think I watched it. It was long ago. I don't remember. So I can't judge on that. I did not watch this. I was going to, but I did not watch this movie. Let's see. Is this the Prince of Tennis? Oh wow, there's a 3D version of it. The Prince of Tennis was actually the first few animes that I started watching when I was a kid, and that's what made me. What is this? Tomorrow Leaves. That's what made me get into tennis when I was a kid, because of Prince of Tennis. I thought it was like a savage thing. I'm like, yo, I gotta learn how to do tennis. Got to. This is amazing. But my ankle wasn't too good, so I couldn't keep doing it. I don't think did I watch this or no? No, don't take me to Pinterest. Okay. I'm just trying to, no, I didn't. This kind of looks like a Studio Ghibli type of style. Let me see. Aired, producers, non-found. What? I don't know. This looks like a Studio Ghibli style, kind of, just like how the characters look, slightly. So it might be good. Maybe it's like, I don't know, undercover type of studio. Oh, it says the studio name. I don't know the studio. No. It looks interesting just by the art. It looks interesting, and I love art. Like when it looks like the Studio Ghibli ones, it's just a vibe for me. So yeah. So overall, I'd give this whole season, just for those 2 episodes, I give it a good 7 to 8.5 for the whole season together. I'll rate it 8 out of 10. But there's times where it can go up, but I give it an 8 just because there's a couple there's that episode and the Takamichi. If those 2 weren't in there, this thing will drop down to probably like a 5 because it wasn't gonna be that great. But those 2 are the ones that made it, bring it back. So that's my thoughts on summer 2021. I'm about to do the video for fall. I'm in fall now. Don't know yet. I'm gonna talk about what I'm watching and hopefully what's gonna happen, but we'll have to see. All right.